runners here. Aero has been in this tournament time and time again. We saw him in 2022 and in 2023. Here in 2024, showed us some really close races and a lot of general randomizer experience from AeroRaiser. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Ladybunne, a newcomer to the community, joined the Timespinner server as of this July. And she's been kicking butt and taking names. She showed a great first round performance against Urza MTG, who was the second place winner or second place contestant last year, and then had a amazingly close match against Batty Mass Index. So this should be a really, really great race. I'm excited.
Yeah, we should be getting going very, very shortly. So as we start off, all right, let's get some predictions in. What are our predictions going to be?
Is it going to be another Jet Seed? It seems like the night for it.
Oh my gosh, I hope not. I don't know if I have the.
Yeah, we need to have some time to talk about things. I want to see required lab. That's what I want to see.
You know what? How about a seed where we see every zone in the game?
Every zone? Required towers? Oh, don't do that to me.
Required everything. Emperor's Towers has something. Let's go with like Zarian. There's just every single zone will be required.
You know what I want to see is just some early damage. Honestly, like any good early plus orb, and I'll be happy. Like I want our runners to have a good time. Whoa, we have a crash from Ladybunne.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Should we do something about this? Should we pause the timer? Should we start over?
Well, we could make another race time room. We haven't seen a crash, obviously, on our end yet.
Yeah. Like, this looks fine so far, but if it's going to drop out, then that's a problem.
Let me see where the crash happened. See if we want to just call a do-over.
Yeah. I mean, it's really early in the seed. Calling a do-over sounds fine to me. I don't know if there's any. Is there? Yeah, there it goes. Is there anything in the rules about doing do-overs?
I
don't think we had this addressed.
I'm literally the tournament admin, so I get to make this call.
Excellent. Great. All right.
Let's do a do-over. I'm gonna see if I can signal to AeroRaiser. I don't know if AeroRaiser is looking at the race room, and there is a bit of a delay.
Okay. Yeah.
Room.
Okay. Yeah. We have the no problem from AeroRaiser. So I'll set up another race time room and we'll do this again.
Oh, I just did.
You did it? Okay.
I got a new one. Yeah.
All right. What a mess.
Well, I would say we'll roll a new seed.
Well, early light wall, funny.
Oh wow, that could have been something. All right. Oh wait, we gotta. Yeah, they have to leave.
Oh, the other seats has to. Okay, I can cancel the race.
Yeah. Okay, Jim will cancel it. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Just a little bit of
yeah, a bit of a non-starter.
Well, okay. I'm gonna get a new seed here.
Man, that's a new one. That
is a new one.
I haven't seen this one happen before.
That's
okay. We'll just pretend the first 5 minutes didn't happen. Be starting over. It'll be great. Everything will be fine.
Everything is super fine. Everything is so good.
Fortunately, we have the admin on hand, so we know exactly what to do in this situation.
I get to make the call, and I say it's a do-over.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. So our runners appear to be ready. All right, I'm gonna drop it at 05. And no crashes.
No crashes. No crashes sounds great. I'm a big believer in no crashes.
Oh. All right. They're both ready, and here we
All right,
go.
so yeah, I just want to see any decent plus seed at the start. I want our racers to have a good time.
Yeah, we just got to make sure we have fun here, right?
That's the important part.
And not crash.
And not crash. Yeah, have fun and not crash.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the good luck, right? Good luck, have fun. The good luck is don't crash.
Good luck would involve not crashing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened. Very strange.
Right? I don't see a lot of crashes with Timespinner, so this is
we
definitely
don't get very many crash reports.
we have a suggestion from chat: all Timespinner pieces behind Oculus Ring.
Oh baby.
That
Oculus
would definitely.
Ring.
There's only so many breakable walls, right? Like that would definitely put a lot of different places in logic.
Oculus Ring after the Emperor Nuvius fight, and all 5 pieces of the Timespinner are behind the Oculus Ring.
Oh, that's so cursed.
We're just making things up. We can listen. I'll make things up all day. I've got a wild imagination.
Just don't plando this.
Okay.
Just don't make somebody suffer through this blind. All right, we got our timers starting up, and they are off.
All right, we're nice and synced up. We have a suggestion of tablet on dad kill. Oh, we get IORB minus. Tablet on dad kill. A card at tower, B card check, Oculus at Zarian, Pyramid Warp at basement, loop wall, wet regret wheel. Okay.
We have mom complaining about you breaking lamps. I love that.
Yep. We have corruption minus. That's
a lot of minus.
I minus, corruption minus. That means
Corruption is nether?
Corruption is nether, so nether orb also minus. I would say this is probably like a way worse start than the last lead, but you know.
Yeah.
Hey, we got through, no crash. All right.
No crash. So far, no light wall, but can you even get light wall as your opening spell? You can't, can you?
You cannot, and that is by design.
Yeah.
You cannot get plasma orb as your starting orb, and you can't get light wall as your first spell. Well, if all the pieces are going to be behind Oculus.
Yeah, we got that covered. All right, so we've decided to turn the I Spy flag off for this particular race.
Yes, basically what this means is the I Spy flag is not on.
One of the new things for this season is the I Spy flag. I'm going to go over some of the flag spiel while our runners are kind of getting their early checks out of the way. So the I Spy flag is new for this year. We've not had that on for any of the previous tournaments. The I Spy flag means that, wow, that's an early spindle. The I Spy flag means without the Oculus Ring, you can't break walls. The other thing that is new this year from last year is we've turned the Quick Seed flag on. So our racers have this dash, the Teleria attachment, that they can use to move real fast. So Spindle.
And Light Wall.
Oh my god, and Light Wall. Wow, okay.
And Fire.
Yeah, Fire on Ladybunne's side. And Light Wall on AeroRaiser's side. I mean, all of this stuff is the stuff that they're both going to find relatively soon. Oh, yeah, Ladybunne's not going to be fading those serene checks for too much longer.
Yeah, but with Vertical, AeroRaiser is taking his talents to Lake Serene. So
ooh, he's going to try his luck. I love this. Yeah. I'm actually a big fan of the early Serene play, just because it's different. Like I like kind of seeing what the seeds look like from that perspective. And early Light Wall is definitely one way to do it. However, for this to pay off for him, he needs to be able to kill whoever's in the Azure Queen spot, right? Otherwise, he's doing a lot of backtracking.
Was that Ifrit?
That was Ifrit.
Okay, Ifrit at Cantorin. Yeah, he does have Light Wall, so he will be able to make it up here. So that is good.
Yeah.
Like no. Said, if you, Ladybunne taken. Was that rolling logs?
The barrels. Yeah, the rolling logs.
Oh. That's a rough place to die because there is a lot of walking that you have to do.
It really is, and no good save points up to it either.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of forward tracking or backtracking for Ladybunne.
We have an Eternal Coat, and Ladybunne's going to the left this time.
Okay, I can respect that. Like, what did she find? She found Fire and she found the Spindle, so she knows where those are. She's gonna go back for them eventually.
Yeah, Eternal Coat on AeroRaiser's side. Ladybunne had Galaxy Earrings.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
lost
Ladybunne
them
definitely
with
started
death.
from scratch here with that death. That's really
Those
awkward.
log rollers, they'll get you if you're not careful.
Yeah, sometimes it seems like it's inconsistent. I don't know. I've heard from different stories from different people. But it's a hassle to get past.
Just moving.
Yeah,
interesting. Getting the warp, but interesting to see. She does know where fire is.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a weird but kind of interesting thing to do, to go get fire and then come back knowing that you have fire and light wall. So just a lot of just chainsawing that pink bird.
God, I love the eye orb, and Ladybunne putting on a clinic, honestly. That is an incredible... So the way that works is the jewelry box allows you to swap loadouts on the fly, and when you do so, it resets the cooldown on your melee orb, as well as some restrictions on your spell orb as well, for like light wall stacking or whatever. With the eye orb, what that means is if you've already hit somebody with the orb, the projectile will continue even though the visible, like it's no longer visible on screen, the cooldown's reset. So you can just buzzsaw over and over and over with quick swapping. It's really, really cool.
We do have a Forbidden Tome Plus pickup right short of the Azure Queen spot. And we have Ilana here.
That means plus Jin Inferno.
Yeah, that means Jin Inferno will be plus if they find it.
Mm-hmm. So Ladybunne, I guess, following in AeroRaiser's footsteps now with some knowledge of the right side, even though she still has to go back and recollect those items.
Yeah.
And AeroRaiser, this is a bit of a pain, honestly. Like, our runners are under-leveled, and even if they have good equipment, like, we found the Eternal Coat on AeroRaiser's side, and we've got, you know, kind of our pick of the litter for plus orbs right now. There's a lot of options available. But this is still an awkwardly long fight.
Yeah, that is halfway. There's the Forbidden Tome Plus, and I think Ladybunne should have gotten the Eternal Coat as well, so yeah.
I think so. I would expect that. Yeah, Ladybunne throwing a little bit of spells into the mix. We got the light wall covering that middle ground.
Not doing much, but it is doing something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is going to be a long fight regardless. We're just too under-leveled for the stat multipliers that we found to really make that much of a difference.
Feels like AeroRaiser has been at the over 50% mark for about 30 minutes. There we go.
Yeah, this is a thing. I have been practicing this start for a while, and I've come to a variety of conclusions. One of which is this is probably not worth it, because it's just a really long fight. No matter who you get here, it's going to be a long fight.
You're seeing here the oh no!
Oh no! At least there's a save point right there, so this isn't a lot of progress lost.
Yeah,
a couple of minutes in the fight.
Ladybunne doing some tech. I believe she uses, and she's not doing the fight. She's just backtracking.
Yep. That's kind of what I would expect here, honestly. Like, that fight felt long, it felt awkward, and it's so demoralizing to take a loss there. Like, absolutely, back off and come back when you have more equipment, more levels under your belt, and get revenge.
This is a big backtrack, doing no checks, walking all the way back to the last.
Yeah, that does really hurt, and this is the downside of going this way without necessarily being sure about what you're going to see in the Azure Queen spot. Like, this really hurts.
Yeah. What I was going to say is that Ladybunne is using auto fire, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
And is using the auto fire tech. Is Ladybunne gonna? Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Sure.
Using the auto fire tech here. Did not get. Okay, and she's back. All right. I think maybe. Okay. Yeah, she's safe. So here we go. This is just another absolute chainsaw of damage. Basically holding auto fire and swapping back and forth between your loadouts. Just
This only works if you don't have orbs equipped in the other slot, because otherwise the other orbs firing messes with the ability to swap back and forth with the jewelry box. But it's super cool to see when it does work.
Yeah, nothing really there for Ladybunne, unfortunately, but
relatively quick
very fast fight.
Yeah. AeroRaiser now going down that right side. We saw him go down to the past Siren's Cave warp, the upper banished caves, and grabbing the warp there before coming up here to the castle ramparts.
Yep.
So he'll probably be planning to use that later on. We've already seen a warp shard, I think, from one of these chests. So even if they don't make it up to... Oh no.
You got it.
Even if they don't make it. Okay. All right.
There's the
We said
galaxy
everything's
earring.
fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Even if they don't make it up to Alana's towers to get some more warp shards, I think they still have a little bit of warp in them right now.
Yeah, that's a good call from Bodhi in chat. That Ifrit fight, or that Cantor in Spot, probably has a lot of experience points behind it.
Yeah,
so
that'll do wonders
for
for
level advantage.
Yeah, that'll do wonders for her combat capability, especially like just clearing enemies. Like that's going to be a big deal. The Forbidden Orb. I'm actually really, one of the things that I really like about the Forbidden Tome is it's great for just mowing through enemies along the way towards something. You don't have to spend too much time. You can toss out some of these swords and kill some enemies and get some experience relatively free. But without at least the first few levels, that's still kind of slow. Like maybe you need 3, 4, 5 swords in order to kill some of the enemies. And for Ladybunne, if it's just going to be 1 or 2, that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, and both of our runners now have Bombardment and those Galaxy Earrings. Ladybunne getting the little scare the engineers strat, not having to kill them first. Look at that.
So good. That's so good. Ladybunne actually like a surprisingly technical runner for how little experience she seems to have with the randomizer. Like, I don't know where she came from, but she showed up suddenly and has just been doing really, really great work here.
Yeah, it's just another runner who came to us from Archipelago. Archipelago has given us so many new players. I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, it's Ladybunne likes to listen. Whenever we talk tech in the Discord, I see a lot of eyes emoji reactions from Ladybunne. So she's taking in all of this information and learning from the people who've been playing this for a while and just absolutely crushing it.
I would say putting in the reps too. Like, this shows not just knowledge, but practice, right? This kind of execution. Like the little short hops and firing off the bombardments right in front of the hammer giants. Like, also bombardment. I don't know if we mentioned that people have bombardment now.
Yeah, bombardment was in the moat.
Amazing. What a spell.
And wow, Ladybunne's just running past AeroRaiser here.
Yeah. So both of our runners like right neck and neck, and Ladybunne just like barely eking out very slight advantages here and there, moving a little bit faster, executing like just that little bit cleaner to take a couple of seconds here and a couple of seconds there, and we'll see what that adds up to at the end of the day.
We do have a flooded basement loop, which is unfortunate.
That's a lot of checks they're not going to be able to get to right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the thing is with bombardment being a great source of damage is their only source of vertical is also a spell, and you don't want to run out of aura when you have to climb using light wall. Absolutely.
Aura is definitely a resource, especially this early in the game. Whoa, that's a beacon.
That is a beacon. Modern warp beacon. I have no idea what it was.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. But that is our present access, so that opens up the a whole nother time.
Oh, Zarian.
Whoa,
well, boy. That's not great, but it is, it is present access.
So I know that there's currently some restrictions for safe warps versus unsafe warps. How is it decided that's a gear? How is it decided that this was, every time I talk, how is it decided that this was a safe warp?
You don't have to fight Zarian.
True. That's a fair point. All right. Anyway, that is Timespinner Gear 1 for our runners, meaning they're now at 2 out of the 5 pieces of the Timespinner for their eventual victory condition. We have a slight fact.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say they have a slight divergence here. Looks like AeroRaiser's going for the Golden Idol location. Ladybunne has decided not to fight the boss. But you have facts.
There is a platform in Zarian Caves in the randomizer that is not there in the vanilla game that allows you to backtrack through Zarian. So not only did we determine that the Zarian warp was safe, we determined that we wanted to add things to the randomizer to make sure it was possible.
You learn something new every day. Thank you. So yeah, AeroRaiser taking the Golden Idol fight, and it is in fact the vanilla Golden Idol fight, which is going to be should be pretty smooth with Bombardment. Bombardment is a hell of a spell, and
it really is.
Golden Idol weak to blunt.
Yeah, the other part of this is that means this is not a peekable. It's not a peekable fight. Usually, you can fight this boss somewhere else, and then you'll be able to see what the drop is just for like a couple frames. But since it's vanilla, if there's something here and Ladybunne is fading it in favor of trying to maybe see what's there and then only get it if it's required, well, she's not going to be able to see what's there. So,
In the meantime, Ladybunne doing single jump light wall Ilana's towers, which, while light wall is a source of infinite vertical, this is definitely the most awkward way to do Ilana's towers. Ilana's towers requires a lot of climbing, a lot of jumping, and a lot of vertical. And it's not easy to drop that many light walls with as short an aura pool as our contestants have at this point. Like, low level, not that much MP. So it's definitely, like, you want to have some consumables, or you want to have like a very specific plan about where your light walls are going to go and how you're going to use them in order to get through here.
Yeah, and Ladybunne, the left side requires a lot fewer light walls than the right side does. So if you're stuck on this strat, you do want to go left side first, just to ensure that you do make it up. We have a
bangle and earrings. Love it.
Right, yeah, bangle earrings. So we have the experience bonus special here, and Ladybunne is fighting Prince Nuvius at Ilana. And also notable, Royal Ring in the towers, so the pink checks are available to our runners.
Oh yeah, the Royal Ring. So there is the Mom's Room, or the Yas Queen checks, as they're called in Archipelago, which requires you to have any byproduct of the Plasma Orb, so the melee orb itself, the spell, or the ring, in order to get through that door.
And that boss, too, is now down.
Good fight by Ladybunne, honestly. Still not doing too much damage, but showing off, like, the tech that she does have access to. The jewelry box and the positioning against that fight, against Nuvius.
Library keycard V, so that will be relevant if we ever find the tablet. And we're going to see right side of tower starting from higher up, which is going to save Ladybunne a lot of aura.
Yeah. Definitely a much easier prospect when you're coming at it from midway. AeroRaiser making his way up Ilana's towers as well, so we should see a lot of the same things on his side. Did Ladybunne check the courtyard? I don't remember seeing this.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not yet, no.
Nothing impressive there anyway.
Yeah. And I would assume that Ladybunne is going to check it. Just
yeah.
Currently. And mind refresh. You have one mind refresh, just barely. Wow.
Barely enough.
And it's just a sand vial, but how lucky. Having exactly as much
right? You never want to leave that behind.
No. There is the
tablet, tablet, yep. And we do have modern access, so once our runners decide to head in that direction, we should see what's in the library with the tablet.
Yeah, it looks like Ladybunne is going to be backtracking this way, out of the tower, dropping down, and then checking courtyard. So.
Oh, going down to the courtyard at this point instead of warping out. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or maybe not. Oh, yeah, okay. Grabbing the save. Yep, that works.
Man, the light walls there. I have seen so many different strategies for light walls on that specific jump. I think the one I like the best is hanging off of that ledge and then jumping and setting up the light wall, so then you can land on the ledge and it's the perfect height to grab the light wall ledge.
Yep.
But there's a lot of different ways to do it. It seems like every different runner has a different method that they like.
Yep, and that was the risk of doing these little hops when you're placing light walls. I don't know if Ladybunne's going to have enough aura to get up here.
Nope.
Oh,
barely.
Barely. No, but then she...
Oh, no. So, good. She got a Mind Refresh Ultra just in time.
Wow. That was lucky.
Yeah. Oh, and a Max Aura up over there on the right, too. Wow, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
so,
Max Aura up. So, nice there you go.
We've got AeroRaiser fighting Prince Nuvius at Ilana's room now. So we should see a lot of the same stuff for AeroRaiser coming up. Ladybunne looking to go get revenge on Azure Queen, I think.
And burn the vines.
And burn the vines, true. And this is the huge bummer of not being able to kill at the Azure Queen location before is just the long walk here. Needing to go back and forth.
She burned the vines and was like, all right, peace out.
That's enough, huh?
And
right.
going to fight Zarian.
Yeah.
He's checking what it is.
Wow, Ladybunne, just the confidence, right? No concern about some of these harder boss locations. Going into the Cantorin location, admittedly it was Ifrit, but just like going into the Cantorin location, no problem. Just straight bullying into Zarian's cave. Like, this is great.
Well, this is Varney here, and this is a very dangerous boss to have at a dangerous location. These missiles are going to do a ton of damage.
Yeah, Varney seems to be high damage for the location he's at normally, and and when he's scaled, that just bumps up just incredibly high. He does a lot of damage, way more than you would expect.
Yeah, so behind the scenes, each move, well, each, I guess, enemy in the game, each boss has a damage number that they have. And that damage number is then applied via a multiplier via other attacks. I think, oh my gosh, how is she not dead?
Eked it out. That was clutch.
Is that it? Oh, it's the A card.
A card. Okay.
Well,
that means
kind of
Spider
funny.
Hell is now in Logic.
That's kind of funny, though.
Mm-hmm. Zarian having the A card. He doesn't want anybody coming into his room.
Yeah, did not save coming out of that fight. This is not like free.
Yeah, it really isn't. Zarian's Cave, one of the later game locations, so the enemies here are no jokes, even if they are, palette swaps of some of the earlier enemies. They'll do a lot of damage, and poison is a huge problem.
Yeah, AeroRaiser burning some vines.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
And I guess just taking care of this now, with the plans to head to Zarian Cave shortly after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's not much left in the past, right? They're going to need some kind of progression in order to do anything more down there. They're going to need the water mask, most likely.
Yeah, we're going to see another Ifrit at Cantorin fight probably here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like,
yeah, that would make
kind
sense.
of it.
We'll see. I don't know. AeroRaiser might decide to just go straight to the present. But yeah, you might take this fight here. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there it is. Forbidden Tome is huge in Zarian Caves, by the way. And there's a gear in Zarian Caves.
Gear in Zarian Caves.
There you go. Hey, there's a piece of the Timespinner behind the Oculus.
That's what we were looking for, huh?
Yeah.
So that is 3 out of the 5 pieces, and then our runners are going to need to either find the mysterious warp beacon, which will warp them straight to the ancient pyramid, or they're going to need to access the lab on the right side of the present, which requires the 3 laser gate access keys. You can see those in the bottom right of the tracker. Right now, each of our runners only has 1. So one of those 2 things needs to happen before our runners can have their ancient pyramid access.
All right. Well, here goes AeroRaiser. And he
also straight into the Zarian
right to Zarian. All right. I love this.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't quite get the...
I guess the positioning is a little tight there?
It's you have to put the light wall off of the edge of the platform, and then it'll...
But yeah, once again, Ladybunne just soaking up knowledge, right? I have seen 1 offhand comment in the Discord regarding this particular thing, and she's the first person I've seen actually doing it, so that's really cool.
Every time I do it on my stream, I'm like, everybody who plays Timespinner Randomizer, watch this. You should be doing this. But, I'm not in the tournament anymore, so...
You have just paved the way for other people to come behind
I guess. I'll take it. AeroRaiser using Infernal Flames here against Varney. Very cool. Weak to fire, so it's a good find there. The key here with this little hanging vine on Ladybunne's side is if you just chill and you dangle, he'll actually move out of the way for you. So that's a fun little way to get up out of there if you don't have a way to stop time or kill him like Ladybunne just did.
And like you were saying earlier, Forbidden Tome, just an amazing weapon for this. It's a lot of long passageways and a lot of enemies you really don't want to get close to.
AeroRaiser taking the death.
No.
You got pinned in a corner, and that's just...
Yeah, I mean, the same thing happened to Ladybunne, and then, she got up and bombardmented her way out immediately afterwards.
She just ducked and hoped.
She was out of consumables, so she didn't really have a lot of options.
She was literally out of healing, so she was like, well, I guess this is it. But yeah, AeroRaiser is bailing on that. We do know that Zarian fight had the A card, so there's literally 2 other things in the game that the A card does. Light Wall Jail. No, just barely missed the Light Wall Jail.
Good job.
Yeah, there's only 2 rooms that A card unlocks now. Both of the Spider Hells. So if they have something, this is going to be really tough for AeroRaiser. If they have nothing, that's time wasted on Ladybunne's side that AeroRaiser may never actually do. So, something to watch out for there.
Yeah, so Ladybunne out into lower Desolation. No water here. That Neurotoxin Trap, a huge pain, given that their vertical requires aura.
Yep.
AeroRaiser fighting his way out of the Zarian Caves, just like Ladybunne did. So, again, kind of in her footsteps, following behind her and picking up a lot of the same items. Ladybunne's execution definitely turning into an advantage here.
Picked up the Star of Lachiam at some point, so that is actually kind of interesting. You're getting three blades off of the Forbidden Tome for each of those swaps that she's been doing. So, just piling on the tech, piling on the difference here. I don't think this side of the vines. Oh, I
think this is the only side of the vines that she burned.
Yeah. Which is fine because you can get all the way across. Some people like to grab the save. And then just exit out if this has nothing. That way you can just warp back, or you can just functionally warp back to that save point that's right outside of the boots fight. So it's just a lot of different approaches you can take to something like
and
this.
That is still a possibility for her. She has to check all of this from this side because she hasn't burned the vines on the left. So this is her only entrance into these firelock locations.
Yep.
But yeah, it sounds like saving and quitting still on the menu.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Ladybunne. Yep, there it is.
Yep, there it is.
That exit. We'll see if Ladybunne goes. Oh yeah, because the save is here. So the left side of Lake Desolation is still in play here.
Yeah, she didn't bother going up to the left side, and I think she's probably going to wait on that until she ends up going back to the past and clearing those vines.
Yeah.
Sandman at boots, another easy bully.
The only thing about that fight is it's 2 phases.
And each phase has half the HP, right?
Yep. So not a lot of HP in either phase, but it does make you kill both phases. A little fun fact for you: if you do in one hit all of Sandman's HP, you do not get that second phase.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
In the New Game Plus speedrun.
Wow.
All right, well, we're heading into the library area, so we're going to see what checks are here.
Those helicopters, always a hassle.
They're just in the way.
They really are. We got Blorb, Blue Orb Plus.
Yeah. Usable? I mean,
technically usable. It is legal to equip it.
It is legal to equip it, and it is plus, and it is blunt damage, so, like, why not?
True.
There are some bosses that I might want that against, versus something sharp.
When did we find the V key card? I guess everything here is accessible except for the Ifrit fight?
V key card, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
I think it may have been in the Osqueen room or something. It was a while ago.
Yeah. No D key card either, so they can't move to the right from here. So there needs to be some progression here or on the left side of Desolation where AeroRaiser is.
Yep. Buying some ethers, smart move given you're stuck on light wall, but again, like you said, some sort of progression has to be here.
Yeah.
That is an ancient pyramid entrance.
That is technically progression. That is something that is going to be very relevant if they find the other 2 Timespinner pieces. Or maybe just the next piece of progression is in the pyramid. That is also a possibility.
All right, so AeroRaiser getting one last check over here.
Like, we could have D card at Regret.
Water mask
in the mask in the library. All right, never mind.
Okay,
that's real progression too.
So what we're seeing here is divergence. Maybe permanently.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of divergence. Well, we don't know if AeroRaiser is going to follow up on that mysterious warp beacon, right? Like, AeroRaiser could very well.
Oh, there's a D card.
Ooh. Okay, that's a big find. That is a really big find.
Left side of Desolation had the goods.
Yeah, warp beacon and D key card. So D key card opens the way to the elevator towers, the Varndegree towers. Without the elevator key card, you're still missing the ability to get some of those checks, or the C key card for that matter. But that is still access to stuff that Ladybunne doesn't have. And Ladybunne, now with the water mask, is going to check all these underwater checks that AeroRaiser currently doesn't have access to. So a decent amount of divergence here. Like this could be pretty big.
Yeah, this is permanent divergence. I don't think this is going to converge. Like I just don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, that's cool. Using the swords from across the room before he enters in order to break the wall. I like that.
Yeah. Saving on movement.
Yeah, there's a certain rhythm to breaking the walls. Like the wall can only they take 3 hits, and the hits have to be in the same location, and you can only hit them a certain. There's a certain cooldown in between the hits. So, like you can stand next to him and mash, and that usually works. But with like a slow orb, mashing is kind of awkward. So I like to see tricks that people do to optimize opening those walls, even if it is like very small time saves.
Oh, nice. AeroRaiser taking care of that really annoying vine. It just kind of
good jump.
Drops right in your way. You're supposed to have time stop, and you're also supposed to be going left to right there. So it does bug people going right to left. That vine just drops down and spikes you back. All right. Ladybunne heading back over here.
Yeah.
Going underwater.
Lower Lake Serene.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to see this turn into a Maw Caves check, I would expect.
I would expect that too. Maybe like she hasn't gone back and killed the Azure Queen spot yet, so
that's true. This could be your opportunity, right? Coming down here, getting these items, having it be forward progress instead of just backtracking. Then she can grab the Maw Warp and then clear Azure Queen and.
AeroRaiser is out of aura. I had to wait there for a second.
Oof. Yeah, Needs another couple of levels, AeroRaiser, and then he'll be in a better place with that aura.
Oh, well, I don't know where that Time Worn Warp Beacon was, but it doesn't really matter all that much.
Where are
saving
we?
and putting back.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, the inverse of what Ladybunne did. Did it for bottom desolation instead of the top desolation.
Okay. Because I was going to say, there's not a lot of reason to get into that warp room.
Yeah.
Given that's where they started. But AeroRaiser going into this Sideman and Boots fight, and this is going to be over. Blink and you'll miss it.
It would have already been over if it didn't have that quirk about the 2 phases. But yeah, here we go, right to Maw Caves for Ladybunne.
Great. So I guess she's saving the left side and upper side of Serene for after she does Maw? Because now she has that warp.
If ever, really. I mean,
if ever,
so far there's nothing really telling her that she needs to go do it. So
it's true. Yeah. I see what you mean about the permanent divergence. Like she might never find that D card.
She just might never ever find it. Like it's not. It might not be required. Like there are lots of ways this seed could go. They're still missing 2 pieces of the time spinner. They're missing. Gosh, they're missing the B.
AeroRaiser does have the pyramid access, right? The mysterious warp beacon.
AeroRaiser has the mysterious warp beacon. Bunne doesn't.
Ladybunne. Ooh, Bunne has a second laser. So if she finds a laser down here, she's never going to find that beacon.
Yeah, probably not. Well, she would.
She'd need D card still.
She would probably find it on her way to getting the D card.
Yeah. She would still need the D card, which is in the same place as the mysterious warp beacon.
Yeah.
So that's not a thing that she'll miss out on.
Yeah, what's with all these neurotoxin traps when our runners are stuck on single jump light wall?
That's pretty cursed. We haven't seen a throw stun yet either.
We have not seen a throw stun. They've all been neurotoxin.
So AeroRaiser now checking out the library, and again, this is all checks that we've seen so far. Bunne picking up that Jin Inferno.
Yeah.
So I doubt we'll see any other spells from her for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I don't see any reason. It's equipped on both of her loadouts. All right, so here you go. Doing a little bit of a safer
There you
approach
go. Yep.
Getting a little jump there before, and there's the Celestial Sash in Maw Caves. The struggle is over.
Finally, all of their aura woes have ended.
An economizer ring for AeroRaiser. Oh my goodness.
It's also helpful for the aura woes for Lightwall, but in a different way.
Yeah, Ladybunne not having the D card going to the library did not get that economizer ring.
but throwing out meatballs like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
I respect it. The moment you get this spell, it's really kind of an inflection point. It changes how you move through the world.
It really does. This is great tech here. Timing that snail coming out of its cell with where the Gin Inferno comes out. That's high level tech right there. So
yeah. I love that. And this is what I mean about the reps. It's not just the knowledge. Like that takes practice. That's not just something that you see and then immediately do, right? That's
you get the idea. You get the idea, but it's not like because there's we're getting an out of logic fight.
Oh boy, this is bold.
I think Ladybunne took that death early and has been playing in a panic basically the entire time. That's my guess.
Maybe, yeah. She might very well feel like there's just no point in ever going back there.
Yeah. And there we go. 540 something from the Gin Inferno Plus.
And now Lake Desolation is all gassed up. So if Ladybunne wants to go get those captain's chests, which are the only rewards for beating this fight, she's going to have to take some consumables with her.
AeroRaiser finding the succubus hairpin in Varney's tower.
Wow. Yeah, just completely different locations.
Yeah.
One of these has to be right. I mean, maybe both of them are right? Like Ladybunne could find the gear, and AeroRaiser could find the wheel, and they both have to cross paths and go back to wherever the other person was. But
yeah, if they were missing one piece of the time spinner, this would be so fascinating. But like the longer this goes, the more it seems like they are both going to have to do all of the things that the other person did. They're just doing them at the complete opposite time of each other, which, tell you what, just really works great as commentators.
Yeah, it gives us a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
AeroRaiser,
yeah,
go for it.
Taking the dip with that double jump and light wall, finally saying, you know what, I think now's the time to go to the pyramid.
Double jump, light wall, pyramid. I mean, it's doable, but oof.
Yeah, there is the light wall skip if it's not flooded. I'm actually not sure if the pyramid is flooded or not.
I don't know if we've gotten a map check.
It wouldn't matter because they have the water mask.
Oh, that's true. No. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Water mask was in the library, so AeroRaiser is caught up on that piece of progression.
Yep. All right, and Upper Maw Caves finished up for Ladybunne. Where are you going next?
I would actually expect her to. Oh, she didn't grab the warp near Siren's Cave. I was gonna say like go for Batledge. Go for.
AeroRaiser was. AeroRaiser was 100% ready to light wall skip. Had it charged up, walked in the room, saw that it was flooded, put the light wall inside of the ceiling in frustration.
It's like, well, I gotta put this somewhere. All right, well, now AeroRaiser gets to think about his crimes.
Well, here we go. We have Batledge here, and Ladybunne looking at that map, wondering, all right, where do I go now?
These justices are such a pain underwater.
Yeah, and AeroRaiser also didn't save.
No, he did not. Scary.
So if this is something that, because he always warp shard, right? But this, you need to be careful. That would kill. Like that would have just straight up killed AeroRaiser there. That may have also killed AeroRaiser there if he had. All right, so there we go. There's the D key card. Gear and regret chest.
Whoa.
All right, AeroRaiser. Now get out of there alive. Yeah, warp shard. That's the safe thing to do.
Ladybunne picks up the mysterious warp beacon and yes, spending points on healing. That's what she's doing.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, all you have to do is make it to this save point. She has not burned the vines behind the Azure Queen yet because she hasn't killed the Azure Queen yet. But that is a gear at wet regret chest. And Ladybunne heading to the pyramid has that celestial sash. This is going to be way faster. The thing is, will she even bother doing a wet regret?
I mean, the meta, if Ladybunne has been paying attention to other people's matches, I expect she will. Because it's had something more often than it hasn't had anything.
We are, yeah. I mean, if this is so very intriguing to me. I think as AeroRaiser tags this portal and gets that one final check, and we'll see if the bosses are flooded. I think this is pretty significant Ladybunne did do the gas. Nope, she's not. She's not going.
You might be going to grab the warp first, so if she has to warp out.
Maybe.
I think that's a reasonable choice here, especially with Regret being wet.
And a princess dress.
Princess dress. Okay, it's not the wheel. The run isn't over.
But the bosses are flooded, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the bosses are flooded too. Oh, yeah. The bosses are flooded too. What a hassle.
Yeah. So AeroRaiser going through, finally doing upper maw caves here, getting these underwater checks.
But at this point, AeroRaiser and Bunn both know that it's a wheel hunt. And we know that AeroRaiser's not going to find a wheel over here in upper Caves of Banishment.
Oh, well, Ladybunne's not going back and doing Regret.
Ooh.
So that's where the gear is. Ladybunne's going to have to do it.
That is going to be a regret later on.
Yeah, she's gonna have to run out of checks, I think. I don't think there's a thing in the world you could do to convince Ladybunne to go do Wet Regret, except for like literally 100%ing the seed.
Yeah, that might be the case. We'll just have to hope that the wheel is not in an obvious place, because if it is, that's it for Ladybunne.
Yeah. And AeroRaiser is currently doing stuff that Ladybunne has already done. So, Ladybunne does have that C key card from.
That's true. I mean, she also has the sash, right? So she's getting places faster than AeroRaiser will. So she's definitely moving. And if the wheel is somewhere else, like, she has that advantage for at least a little while until AeroRaiser catches up.
I mean, what we're really looking at is Spider Hell needs to have the wheel.
That's true. If Spider Hell has the wheel, then this is Ladybunne's seed to win.
Yeah. If Spider Hell has the wheel, I mean, it's the two things. Like, I don't think there's anything that could convince Ladybunne to go do Wet Regret. I don't think AeroRaiser even remembers that he didn't fight Zarian, or because he did fight Zarian and he did take a death there. So,
but we have Ladybunne being the first to go get new checks since our previous stopping point over here in Varndegray's Towers. AeroRaiser probably still going to places that Ladybunne's already been.
And like, here we go. C key card has a Shadow Seal. Not too shabby.
That's nice. Where was the C key card? AeroRaiser doesn't have that one yet either. Presumably he'll pick it up, though, if he's following in Bun's footsteps as he has been.
I'm assuming it was somewhere like right here or something. I don't know. Was it?
That would be the usual, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Waterfall, maybe?
Could have been.
I don't know. This is what happens when the runners go do two completely different things. I don't remember anything.
Yeah, right? It's been a while. She has had that C key card for a while. So.
Yeah, maybe Maw Caves. Yeah. And that's where AeroRaiser is going right now. So,
we'll find it there.
Yep.
I'm so worried for Bun.
Yeah, I mean it's Wet Regret. I mean that's I mean it's a call that you make, right?
Right, absolutely.
Oh, the wheel.
Whoa, okay. That is not actually in a sort of mainline obvious place, right? This could be a place that AeroRaiser decides not to check until he has the elevator key card, which for all we know might be never.
I mean, it's worth noting that AeroRaiser has already been to the tower, and as such, like, will need a good reason to come back.
Yeah. That's so he could only get there once he has the C key card. So that's a lot. Where?
All right. Well, Ladybunne's doing Lower Desolation now. It looks like
Lower Desolation without the gas mask.
Or no, she already did Lower Desolation. She's doing Upper Desolation.
Oh, okay, so we're going to see the captain's chest for her, which it doesn't matter. Like, nothing matters now. We know exactly where the wheel is. We know where the last gear is. And it's just a matter of, like, whether AeroRaiser whether AeroRaiser finds the C card and decides to go into elevator towers before Bun decides to go to Regret.
That's a gas mask at a gas mask locked check. That should tell Ladybunne that that was not something that she should have done. But oh well.
That's going to be a moment where you have to sort of sit and think about the decisions you've made.
Anyway, AeroRaiser's in Maw Cave, so should be picking up that C card if that was indeed where it is. And Ladybunne giving our old friend Azure Queen a visit. Again,
Finally going
I
back for
think
revenge.
the B card being, from what it looks like to me, buried in an inaccessible location is really going to save Ladybunne some time here, because bait is a death knell for Ladybunne here. If she runs into bait, it's like more reasons to not do Wet Regret.
Right. And if the B card is actually inaccessible, then there's only so many locations she'll be able to check before going back there, which is, like, as you say, the only saving grace she has at this point, since she most likely will last location regret.
AeroRaiser getting that Jin Inferno Plus and is
and the
about
C
to
key
get
card.
the sash.
Yep. So it is in here somewhere.
And there's your sash. Have fun.
So it's accessible for both of our runners, and we are relatively confident that Bun will not be going to regret anytime soon, or at least until she exhausts a lot of her other options. So it's a matter of whether AeroRaiser
to do.
Yeah,
that's basically the gist of it. She's gonna have to run out of things to do.
And then AeroRaiser is gonna have to decide to go back to Varnagray Towers, which is you said he checked out the left side without the C key card?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, so that's not a location he'll be inclined to go check as one of his first options. Right? I'm sure, you know, at the 45-minute mark, he can't feel good about his prospects.
I don't think either runner is feeling super great right now.
No.
We are getting in. Yeah. Ladybunne has not fought the Golden Idol either, so this will be a quick fight.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of, like, the short pauses where you check the map to be like, okay, where haven't I been yet?
Yep. So, okay, just 3 swords to the face.
Yep.
And then a couple meatballs, and we're on our way.
One more meatball.
Could not get the 1 cycle, unfortunately.
Too bad. Meatball is big enough that she could have gotten it. Yep, that next hit, that was all it needed.
And we're getting an out of logic mob fight from AeroRaiser. All right.
Same brain cell.
And Ladybunne is now looking. Okay. Is she literally...
I think it might be. I think it might already be at that point, because most of the stuff that's still on the map is stuff that she's scouted and quit out of, or stuff that she's seen in other ways. Like, she's not going back to Desolation for anything.
Yeah, we're seeing... What is this, a wall check here? Yeah.
Oh, did they not have the Oculus ring for it, or maybe she just didn't remember when she was there?
I think she just...
Oh, she just hasn't done the loop at all.
She hasn't done the loop at all.
What? Maybe she did it late and then warped out before... I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and now she just looks at the pyramid and says... And she's making the play.
Oh, she's doing it. Yeah, it's like you said, right? Like, all of the other places are places that she's already quit out of.
Oh, so she did the castle loop but warped out without opening the gate. I see.
That's an easy mistake to make.
Yeah.
Especially when it's flooded like that. Like, coming to it late. When you're coming to that area with warp shards and you don't need to be there. Well, this is the play. All right, AeroRaiser, where are you headed? Not in the present, unfortunately.
Not to the present. Doing, I guess, the old loop. The old castle loop.
Unfortunate. Like, a completely reasonable decision. The castle loop, the basement loop is very dense. Even when wet, it's still probably worth it to go here before, you know, almost anything else that could be an option. But we know it's not going to pay off for him.
An absolutely crazy race. And it does look like the Ladybunne will be getting this gear, I'm sorry. And yeah. Fighting those final bosses. They are underwater.
I would love to know what's going through her head right now. 47 minutes, picking up that last gear in Wet Regret. Run is still not over. Where does she think AeroRaiser is?
If I had a guess, I think Ladybunne just thought, oh, that's why I haven't lost yet. I bet you she just thinks that AeroRaiser did the same thing she did and hasn't come back to it yet.
Soul Scanner in that broken wall room in the basement loop.
All right, Ladybunne fighting the Maw. Resist Jin Inferno for whatever definition of resists can apply to Jin Inferno. Still doing over 300.
Yeah, 330 damage per hit. Like, even at a resist, this is still acceptable.
Yep.
And probably better than any of her other options.
All right, and there's one boss. And boots! Final boots!
We do love a final boots.
We love a final boots here. But this should be GG very soon. Not Boots has given a lot of war garble, face lasers.
Boots giving Ladybunne her space, which
Yeah.
which means that she's free to chuck meatballs at it, and that
And
is
there it
a 48 minutes and 44 seconds finish for Ladybunne, and an almost immediate forfeit for AeroRaiser.
Yep, that's unfortunate. This was a back and forth race. It truly was. That wet regret check. I mean, it's literally everything could have been bait, and I'll go into it as we get our runners into voice.
Oh yeah, this
Hello,
interview is going to be great. AeroRaiser, welcome to the booth.
GG's, alright, where is it? Right in front of me, I'm assuming.
That the wheel is behind.
It's in the air vents in
Yeah, it's in the air
Towers.
vents in Varney's Tower. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was literally about to get it.
Ah.
Because I was in tower.
We gonna
Yep.
see
Yeah, I'm gonna
Ladybunne
see.
joining?
Ladybunne, let me know if your invite doesn't work.
Oh.
What
It was a close race.
Yeah. I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, I have spent 25 minutes looking for this wheel and I'm gonna last location it. Because the first half of this scene was super fast.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
was.
both of you were jetting around. Actually, really interesting. You found the gear in Regret way earlier than Bunn did. Bunn found the wheel first, and then went back for Regret later on.
Oh wow!
So you were both last locationing different pieces of the time spinner.
That is insane.
Yeah, it was a wild race. Both of
Actually-
you just decided at about the 35-minute mark that you just weren't going to ever be doing the same thing. And so it was really exciting as commentary, as we are joined by Ladybunne here. GG, Ladybunne. Congrats.
Thank you. What a seed.
Apparently, we both last locationed a different time spinner piece.
What?
Yep.
I did regret way as soon as I got interpret access. I immediately did regret.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I was coming up on the wheel as you finished.
Oh, what a seed.
Yeah, this was a seed. I am glad I committed to the left side first because I found damage.
So actually, both of you had parity early on, even down to awkward boss fights at the Azure Queen location.
Yeah, it's like I was like, oh, I realized when I got there, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I just set myself for an awkward fight.
And then the moment of divergence was Bunn, when you got to the present, you went straight to the right, and Arrow, you went to the left side of Desolation and picked up the mysterious warp beacon and the D key card.
Yeah.
And from there on, you were in completely different places for the entire rest of the scene.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah. In case you're wondering, AeroRaiser, the Zarian check was the A key card, which obviously
Didn't matter here.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just very funny that Zarian, who is typically blocked by the A key card, was holding on to the A key card. So very, very
I'm
clever
also going to
randomizer.
assume with the wheel up in the tower at this point, I'm going to assume that right side present was just not accessible.
That's
Another
our guess. We didn't see a B key card for either of you.
Yeah.
Well, I
Another
also never
interesting-
saw the third piece of the to even get to the
Oh yeah, the
military
third laser.
base.
the third laser gate. Yeah.
Didn't even see find third laser. I saw a laser gate past Royal Towers, and I was like, "Oh, this could matter." No, of course not.
Yeah. Another interesting little tidbit about this seed: the gas mask was locked behind gas mask.
yes. Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. So I would have found gas mask if I didn't find wheel and tower. That
Yeah, you would have found
Yeah.
gas mask
Quality.
at one of the chests that shows up after you kill them all.
So no expectation of killing them all at all.
Given I had Jin at that point, that was like 3 hits and the fight was done.
Yeah, no, I mean it wasn't a long fight, but it's just a couple fun little tidbits about this seed in particular that I thought I would share.
You know,
so
I like
much of it
how
was
I think
so fun.
I have to double check, but I think it was Wef that said, like, hey, at least you were spared a single jump light wall seat.
Listen, I don't.
My God.
I don't.
And immediately we are presented with a single jump light wall seat.
I don't. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said anything.
You have no
Oh,
control over the
yes.
future, Wes, but you are frequently gifted with the curse of prophecy.
Also, I think Bun's crash was to make sure we had a worse time because that first seed plus weapon plus spell. This time, nah. Minuses across the board. At least it was ice, so you could get a little bit of damage, but like.
Oh.
Well, you did find a Forbidden Tome plus relatively early on. I think both of you switched to that almost immediately.
Oh yeah, 100%. I actually don't like using Forbidden Tome, but like
Oh, really?
we didn't have another option.
Yeah.
It's that's one of the great things about damage rando, right? You
And I
gotta
don't
get.
think we
you're not
ever
familiar with.
got another plus weapon. Oh, okay,
Oh.
blue orb eventually.
Yeah, you did get blue
Yep.
orb.
Blue doesn't count.
No.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Like if you
It was
notice,
a
no
once,
love
like
for
from your
blue.
mom.
once you notice, once we got our little shotgun, I was mostly using it over the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
Yeah,
Gin
Bombardment
Inferno
quite good.
plus.
Yeah, light wall and both seeds are at the same spot. Oh yeah, that's
Wild.
funny. Yeah, they were both at the start.
So I have a favorite question that I would like to ask. This seed, as many did, turns into a time spinner piece hunt. When you get to the point where you have 4 pieces and pyramid access, you've checked the pyramid. There's the last piece isn't there. What goes through your head? Where is you like what's the next step for you in your routing process?
If there's an area I know I haven't cleared that I should have, that's immediately where I'll go. Otherwise, I will look at the map and see what's available. Towards the end, you saw me starting to look at the map because I was like, what do I have left? And I was like, oh yeah, I did pick up that C key card a while back.
What about you, Bun?
Despair is really the only answer I have to that question.
I mean, I went into Pyramid with 3 pieces, like, there's no way I'm gonna find 2 pieces here.
And you didn't.
No, I found 1 though.
True.
Which was surprising. Given I wasn't originally going to go immediately for Regret. My original plan was to go get the warp point at the other side, then come back for Regret. Then I saw it was flooded. I'm like, nah, let's get it.
Sure.
You saw that it was going to take forever, and you're like, yeah, that's a great idea.
Man, what regret is the bane of a lot of people, so.
It's been
I saw it-
required a few times though.
I was like, I could go down there, but there's like a million other things I could do at that time. And then lo and behold,
Yeah.
you're sure to get dragged back to those places.
It has seemed like this is we were actually commenting as you walked by it, but that there seems to be a meta call for this tournament. So many of these tournament seeds have had progression at Regret, and whether that is a time spinner piece or like a water mask or something, but like I
Shout outs to round 1 elevator key card required.
oh right, yeah, I at this point cannot walk past Regret the same way that if I ever get my 4th time spinner piece, I cannot not check Pyramid just because
Yeah.
I have been scarred.
Also, shout outs to
flooded.
getting practice moving around right side present, and neither seed I've played has had access to right side.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, rude.
Such a rough start.
Absolutely.
I took my 2 deaths and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do to claim this back. And then
I
started
took
to
one. I
stabilize.
took one death, and I was like, all right, I'm not coming back to this.
Yeah.
And that was at Zarian location. I was like, you got too much health, and I don't have enough damage for you.
Yeah, actually, so Bun's death at the Dadlike at Azure Queen. Was it a Dadlike? Am I misremembering?
It was something.
I believe
Alana.
it was.
Oh,
was
Alana,
Alana.
sure.
It was Alana.
Yeah, Bun's death at Alana, I think, was actually precisely offset by Arrow's death at Zarian.
Yeah, I
Both of you just
almost
took that
died
death and then
there.
turned around.
I almost died there at the Alana fight too. I was down to like 1 hit, and I was
It was
dead.
really close. We were very worried for you.
Like I almost didn't get it either because like you have Tome, yeah, but you struggle to actually connect with it in that fight.
Yeah, probably like a worst case scenario. Like I think the only fight that would have been worse at that specific spot may have been Cantorin.
Cantorin would have been worse.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know,
Ravenlord
because
actually
we had-
would have been
well,
fine because Forbidden
Actually,
Tone
I
was
don't
really
know.
good
We had
there.
Light Wall, so I was sitting on Light Wall when they went on and went up. I don't think it would have been any different with Cantorin.
Yeah, I think Ravenlord might have been okay, just because of Forbidden Tone Plus. You can just kind of keep your distance. So
And just keep going, yeah.
wow, but what a race!
What a race.
Congratulations, Bun, on making it through. Your next matchup will be against Crimdall, who is very good at this game. So best of luck.
I was about to say,
Thank
wow.
you.
So even if I did survive this, was another awful matchup for me.
I am so excited about your race versus Crimdall, Bun. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's
gonna
going to
be
be
a
a
good
heck
one.
of a race.
Thank you.
And AeroRaiser, unfortunately, this is the end of the road for you in this tournament.
Yup.
Do you have any final thoughts on the tournament as a whole before we wrap this up?
GG's. I had two very difficult opponents. I'm surprised both of them were as close as they were.
This has actually been your story for the previous tournaments, right? Like you end up against really difficult opponents and cutting it like pretty
I
close.
cut it really close, and it just. Except last tournament, I actually had a couple wins throughout. But yeah, that is kind of that's just. It's like almost there, but not quite.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to see you in this tournament. I'm happy to see that your performances you're doing pretty well against some really tough contenders. So I'll be looking to see you in next year's as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Who
Yeah,
knows?
and
Who
hopefully-
knows? By then, there may be some news about a about a second game that's not out yet.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Wishlist Timespinner 2. Anyway,
Yeah,
but
do that.
Yeah,
Do that.
you'll be around. We may have some stuff planned that isn't Speed Gaming Live. We've been talking about it, so we should have more. We should have more stuff.
I'll just throw my idea out there. What if we do 2v2 multi-world?
What
Oh,
if?
man.
Spoiler alert! That was exactly what we were talking about doing.
Excellent.
Nothing's finalized yet, but keep an eye out for that. We'd obviously be glad to have you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was a great race. Bun, congratulations again, and best of luck in your next match against Crimdall. AeroRaiser, again, thank you so much for joining. Jim, what you got to say for us?
Just a big shout out to you, Speed Gaming Live, for supporting Timespinner, being Timespinner's second home on the internet. I love what they do for randomizers and the randomizer community. And shout outs to our runners. Shout outs to Wef Jebster for being in the booth with me, hanging out. Very much appreciate spending this past hour bantering with you about random BS. And
It's been great.
Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure. Follow our runners and follow all of the Speed Gaming channels. And as Wef Jebster coughed under his breath, go wishlist Timespinner 2 on Steam.
Do it.
How many hours of comms have I done today? A lot. 3.5, so probably.
3.5, probably.
Oh, yeah. I saw the comm sheet yesterday. I was like, oh, that was up here available.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of comms for Wef.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me all day. Everybody who's been following along with the Time Spinner. I'm going to go drink a tall glass of water.
Do
yeah.
that. Yeah, do that.
Okay, well, thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. That is going to do it for us here on Speed Gaming 5. Gosh, what a day. Keep an eye out for future races. Right now, we have one on the docket, and it's going to be a really good one. This coming Friday, Batty Mass Index versus Tonberry James, two 100% vanilla speedrunners going up against each other. The little friendly rivalry happening, and it does look like Jim the Eternal will be on comms for that along with ACZ, so that'll be a really fun watch. I know I'm gonna have to pull it up while I'm I'll be lurking and working on that one.
Nice.
But yes, thanks again to Speed Gaming and for facilitating all of this. Thanks to the Archipelago and obviously the Timespinner community for being so chill and bringing all kinds of new cool faces to this randomizer. But that is going to be it for us. And